friend of Chris and Katie's if they took the.
Hi guys, I'm so pissed right now. I was in the middle of doing something for myself. I was going to. I've been writing myself ragged. Like, I don't have any energy from the time when I get up. I don't feel like a rest, but I have. And I don't know if I'm going to rest after I get off or not. But, thank you. Smiley posted on something I do not like. I'm sorry, but who in the fuck are you? Don't be wasting cops in PI's time. Are you serious? Let us her stupid ass live. I don't give a shit. Psychological. Queen. Oh shit. Sorry. Let me get her. Oh, I know. Huh. Go, please. Please.
Life and crime.
You don't know the facts.
And don't take my word for it.
I'm
Look
not. I'm not.
Because I did, just to get my facts straight.
No, ma'am.
I ask, does anybody that commits crimes, any crime, I didn't even say what crime, do they usually watch what's going on the internet? And this is what I got. It said, yes, many people who commit crimes, especially serious ones like abduction, abuse, or murder, do monitor online activity, especially when the case is receiving public attention. Here.
Okay. But not someone like you. Hi, Sarah. Not someone like you, Smiley. Because you don't give a fuck about your state. You don't give a fuck about nobody else. So shut the fuck up. In case do not do it.
Here's why they often do it online. Number one, to stay ahead of the investigators. They want to see if law enforcement or the public is getting close. They may monitor what witnesses, family, or investigators are saying. Two, to control the narrative. Some perpetrators try to influence, sound familiar?
Yeah.
The public opinion by posting misleading or emotional
Like Seth.
messages,
Like Seth.
like vague sympathy post.
The prophet has never done that. Sorry.
Pretending to be concerned, deflecting suspicion. 3, out of guilt, ego, or obsession. Some watch obsessively because guilt, narcissism, or even a desire to relive the crime, especially in abuse or homicide cases.
Look, Sebastian Wainwright case is not a homicide. Shut the F up, Smiley. You just is nuts.
The harassment.
And by the fucking way, you're not smart, honey. You dumb as rocks. Okay.
To harass or intimidate watching online gives them a way to keep tabs on people who might speak out. In some cases, they engage in comment wars, fake profiles. But if I see something, I'm going to say something
So you
because they look
lie.
mighty suspicious to me. And if they're not, great for
You know what? Seth looks mighty suspicious to me. I'm not lying. So he's put out under that maybe from China. What? Huh? Let's go, Smiley. You can play your game. Because I've been playing all along.
them. Now let's
Oh, his crybaby bitch boy. So,
full credit goes to Seth Rogers. He had somebody taping this. And we're going to listen to the full uncut interview.
So, for people joining, now the story, what has happened so far in terms of police investigation? Off the bat, we had helicopters, there was, TBI was out there on the side.
National Guard, there was ATVs, there was drones.
So he had everything at the beginning. You expect this case to be new? I mean, no, it's not gonna happen. This case is old. He sells for Canada.
But I've also had conversations.
I'm good. You'll have to rewind it.
Sheriff Craddock says he doesn't really care what is this Woods thing. Doesn't care what the public thinks. That's a problem when you're an elected official. My son's the one that's in. I don't live in this county, and yet he's up there in the office over there. Just chilling, enjoying his paycheck. While I'm sitting here trying to find my son. This weekend is International and National Missing Children. And my son's still missing. And it seems that
Okay, here's Rebecca.
it seems that the lack
What?
Okay, so for people joining, now the story, what has happened so far in terms of police investigation? That we had helicopters, there was, TBI was out there.
But he had everything at the beginning, just like in Canada. He had everything.
everything for the first 8 days. And then for the rest of it, there's been somewhat communication with this department here. But I've also had conversations with them.
He's a my
Sheriff
best
Craddock
boy.
says he doesn't really care what is this Woods thing. Doesn't care what the public thinks.
That's bullshit.
That's a problem. when you're
That's
elected
very
official.
fucking
My
shit.
son's the one that's in. I don't live in this county, and yet he's up there in his office over there. Just chilling, enjoying his paycheck. While I'm sitting here trying to find my son.
Oh, hiding out from the disability office.
This weekend is International and National Missing Children. And my son's still missing. And it seems that the lack of communication, the lack of doing their job, is leading to me believing that the case is going to be cold.
John, okay, Seth, hold up. You missed some stuff. You have been seeing people, you have been seeing CD, you have been doing the most. Costing people the money? Why don't you ever think somebody wants to find you shall even make it impossible to do? My God.
I'm still getting tips in. There's still people saying that they're calling and putting in tips. But when I follow up on a tip, and the police departments in those locations haven't ever heard of Sumner County or have never heard that my son, that tells me they're not doing their job. they're letting my son's case go cold. Not
No, no, Stephanie. Just having a trained detective. Get the fuck out of here. It's spread on you. You've been harassing people, innocent people, like criminality. She's acting like crazy goddamn film. Just shut the fuck up.
I will be out here a year from now, 2 years from now. Hopefully, not that long. Hopefully, my son is found. It'd be nice if his other parents were actually doing the same thing.
They are. So don't lie.
But it all falls on my shoulders to ask people to help find my son. My son means something to me.
It means something to Kate and Chris. But I don't want to turn my back on the cops. In fact,
They
cuz
should be doing their job.
they are doing their jobs.
If a child goes missing, you should be putting in the effort as if it was your child that went missing. These people aren't doing that.
Okay, so step back. He had a whole fucking year, but he caused this. And that's crazy. So if people don't want to review, talk about each other because you might get sued. Do you not comprehend that? It's coming from your side.
That kind of leads me to my next question. What would you like to see?
I'd like to see them actually do a press conference where they actually have my son's picture in the back. Because the last time they did a press conference, Sumner County and TBI, they didn't even have a picture of the missing child. Most press conferences, when it's about a missing child, at least they have the dignity to have a picture of the missing child in the background. So the people watching the news can know that this is the person they're looking for. And they don't even show that.
Would you like to see them kind of conducting more searches?
I would love to see them actually conducting more searches. I'd like to have some communication on the tips that have come in just with me, so that I know that when a tip comes in, I'm not following up
Why, Seth? So you can change it and make the tip disappear if it doesn't favor you. Just
on
saying.
what the job they're supposed to do. But at this point in time, with their lack of, I don't know what you would consider unprofessionalism. I don't even know if a tip comes in, if I shouldn't track it down, because I don't know if they can do their job properly. Because so far they haven't. My son's been missing for 15 months.
It's not about
And they don't
you.
care.
No,
They're like,
it's not they don't care. They have other fucking cases. Let's get that right. It's not just about your kid. Your kid is important, yes, but so is other people's kids. Kate and Chris get that. You have a other idea, but you have five things that so bad. People do not uncover your son because of your doing.
communication with the public, their lack of communication with me, is all telling me that they don't care that my son is missing.
In the statement, they reached out to Product for a statement on that. He said, we are working on things behind the scenes. We don't know about that, but you're kind of talking about it a little bit.
To me, I'm working on it behind the scenes. If you don't know what's going on, is a huge shield on I'm not doing anything
No, that's
because my pockets is in black. This gentleman that got elected here, if this is what Sumner County wants to represent their law enforcement, then I am sorry for any child that goes missing in this county. They just had a missing child go missing out of Hendersonville PD. Don't know what the circumstances are, but Henderson found a child. Found a child yesterday. Like less than 24 hours, from my understanding, the child was missing and the child was
how can you can't
I'm
find
here
your stuff?
15 months. And they'd rather not answer their phone or even be at work. I'm tired of having to text Brandon Carter to try to get information because he's too much of a yellow-bellied cow to pick up the phone like a real person and communicate with the father of a missing child?
How do you think? I guess I know you've been.
You don't have eating patience, do you? So about 7 months. You don't get, dude. You have a fucking year. Now you're coming out to like bash the cops. Acting like a fuck. You cannot find your son. You don't know what happened. Therefore, shut the fuck up. Don't you ever say it's cutting Chris's throat. Your son had free will. What my bet?
With, other parents too that have gone through similar situations or just active cases like
Activation.
I guess
Where's Tony in all of this?
what advice would you help?
I continue to press on flyers. I continue to make sure that there's available information. People ask me, I answer what I can, because I know that some information or insight is given me, I can't tell you. And I understand that. We're trying to make sure the case stays. But I'm trying to find my son. They're trying to solve the case. You can't go solve a case if you don't find my son. And I've sent out an email to both the senators of the state of Tennessee. I've sent out an email to every representative of the state of Tennessee, and none of them want to respond. The only person that has responded was a representative from Marshall Blackburn, one of her case representatives.
They can edit this, that summer. I know you can.
Actually called me back, and I had to tell them what was going on. They didn't even know my son was missing. There's still people in the state of Tennessee that don't know how many children go missing every day. And people are just like, it's fine. They don't care. Well, you got to start caring somewhere.
Don't insult the cops. Don't. For the love of God, if anybody's listening, I clapping. Don't ever insult. That's like they hand that feeds you, right? You have a dog, give a dog some food, and the dog bites it. You don't want to feed him. That's not eating. You don't. No.
Because if they don't care, they're not going to do their job. And as constituents, people, we run this country, people. We are the ones that are supposed to care. If you don't care about your children, then why are you having them? And if you care about your children, please make sure you put them tight at night and watch. How many other parents are out there that their children are missing?
Not
they don't
many.
even bother to do interviews because they don't care. Well, I care about my son.
Shut the fuck up, God. Dude, shut the ever-loving hurry up. You are fucking crazy. Just somewhere else, just look for that girl. The prince was dogs fire from social media. Social media people came and got him fired for no reason. 7 years later, still the prince are not arrested because he didn't do it. Even though I can get you as hell. Saying Prince don't care about because if you're not going private, if you don't act like you, bullshit.
His name is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. And if you can't say his name, you've got problems.
Let me say something to that. What happens if they have a speech problem like me? Or a death person. You cannot say that because there's not the fuck for being deaf. Unless there's like Mexican people around and do not speak any English. That's not the fault. Not everyone has to know about Sebastian. Not everyone has to know about him. So, do you not get this? As soon as he gets Sebastian back, and I hope he never do, custody wise, not physical, I meant like custody. The guy that Katie and Chris gets him first, and then, because he's never gonna see that boy.
That, I mean, what do you think about that?
A parent demands answers. We demand answers because our part is missing. I'm in the process of writing a law, and I'm going to need support to push this law into Congress.
Why is it
It's a
Katie and
federal
Chris?
oversight law on places like CPS, DCS, the Amber Alert, taking it out of people's hands that don't care about the children, and getting actual agencies that do to take over the case. Because they won't relinquish it because they're too proud to understand that sometimes you have to ask for help. I ask for help every day.
No, you don't.
I ask people to pass out flyers. I ask people to remember my son's name. Keep his picture up. Keep your eyes open to see if you see him. And if you do see him,
What about the intermission people? I'm sorry, this is not all about you. I feel like he's making it about him. I'm Mr. Sebastian. I need him. He's half of my life. No, he's not. I'm sorry. One day he's gonna grow up to be a fucking man and just tries to live a life. You can't control that. People do grow up.
please call 911. And if you have my son, please understand that he is my world.
That's fucking pathetic.
I need him. I need him back to me. His son, if you can see this, if you can hear this, understand that I will not let you go back to that environment you came from. Over my dead body, should a child ever have to endure what happened in that house that he was in.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. Chef, hold your tongue. Oh my god. He's doing this to hurt Kane Chris. You fucking piece of shit.
And I am so sorry that I did not know what was going on.
You're not too lazy to find out, right?
But I will do my best to bring you home and keep you safe from me.
Talk a little bit about it.
There is no abuse in that Chef Rogers. You know that. So stop.
And I know you spoke to someone
You fuck.
It's the same thing every day. You know, getting out of bed, the only reason I get out of bed is to try to find my son. That's it. It's the only thing that gets me out of bed at times. Just hoping that I got the right tip. I've been to Bristol for 10 years to check up on the last tip. And people said that they called it in. They called it into Sumner County. Well, when I went up there and spoke to the police department, they had never heard from Sumner County. And they didn't know that my son was missing. So I gave them flyers. I gave them contact information for the FBI, for TBI. I've got text messages between me and Brandon Carter. That's all I have for the last 15, months. And those text messages, he states that he's the only detective on the case. And I've been stating from day one that we need more than just one set of eyes on this case.
Boy, sounds like Bruno Batshit Bay right here.
Same guy looking at the same information. The last time I had a face-to-face meeting with him, and we went over videos, I pointed out things. He was like, well, I didn't notice that before. That's why you have to have more than one set of eyes on the information.
That's concerning for residents.
It just goes to show that their motivation isn't doing their job
That's bullshit.
or their civic duties. That oath to the Constitution, when you take it, it's got to mean something to you.
But it doesn't mean shit to you, right?
And I'm not saying that it means anything to them.
What would be your message to police officers?
If you carry a shield and you don't want to do your job, you're the problem with it. You're the problem with the profession.
If you don't have patience and trust the cops, it's called your problem. And that's what I'm looking at. He's not patient enough. He wants to control this investigation. He wants to control the narrative that he's trying to spread. Cutting Christian not disturb us, not today, not ever. The hate that's coming, you don't know that abuse thing is like fake. Christian can never abuse that child. You have abuse on you too. You have CPS, but nobody seems to give a fuck because it's you. But you act like
You become law enforcement. You become law enforcement to serve the people. And my son's not being served by this. Neither am I. To all the parents that are missing children, I'm praying with you every day. The child, the way great progress is found. The way great progress is found and brought home. Everybody be blessed and stay safe.
sorry, I'm not go back to smiles. It makes me mad. You know, never had to go. Like, he wants some discipline. Oh my god, that is so bad. You're not gonna bath them, you bitch.
If you carry a shield, if you don't want to do your job, you're the
He
problem.
doesn't get it.
You're the problem with
Am I wrong? Am I being to her?
Become law enforcement to serve the people. And my son's not being served by this. Neither am I.
That's bullshit. He needs to. If he wants to allow to go doing that, turn your back on your fellow cops.
I'm praying with you every day that your child is home.
Do not do that. I'm sorry, but he's.
I am praying every day that Sebastian Wade great progress is found and brought home. Everybody be blessed and stay safe.
Oh God. You need good cutting Chris at effing right in the
Wow.
clutch.
Just heartbreaking. I'm so glad Seth put out that whole interview too.
Not today.
You know, I really am. Hey, Mama Risa, she said, I would like to know. Hold on before it goes up. What I would like to know is, where is an interview with Katie? Exactly. If the news has not contacted me, for one, I would have contacted them to get my voice out there screaming for my son. Exactly. Where is Katie standing in front of the police department? Where is Katie asking for answer? Oh no,
Are you kidding me? Every time she comes on to the internet, she gets attacked. Every time Chris comes, he gets attacked. That's not fair. You know that. And let me say something before that. But shame on you. Not bashing bets today. On their head. And they did not do anything to this bastard. Society ever mouth up. Because you don't know how to treat people. You don't have respect, you don't have morals, ethics, whatever. I do. I was raised right. I was raised to have respect. If you need to sit there and just stay, and just say, you know what to say, invest them, because you don't respect the service, you don't respect the law or the cops. Your mom didn't raise you right, girlfriend. Just saying.
just like at the courthouse, after Sebastian's father, make sure you go step up to him.
You
Let
should
me get that
do
down
that.
just a second. But I'm glad he put that out. And I'm glad we saw that, Seth. I'm really glad he did that. I'm glad he did it. That is a man that we saw in the beginning that he's hurting, man. He's hurting.
You don't think Chris and Katie's hurting, Smiley?
And he's never gave up. He hurts every day.
So
And
that's Katie and Chris.
you know, it is what it is. But where's Sebastian? I put that on my picture of Sebastian right there. My story is not over. Sebastian's story is not over, and it's not going to be over until Sebastian is found and until we know what happened. Period. But, you know, now in this case, we know also, let's talk about CPS for a minute. I know this is some hard stuff to talk about, but I'm going to talk about it for a minute.
Go ahead.
We know CPS has been to the home of Chris and Katie
3
at
times.
least 5
No,
times.
3 times.
Um,
How much? Okay. We can play
Seth,
this game.
you know, has those records now, but he
No! Do not do that. Do not do that. You know, goddamn well that Seth also has at least 2 CPS reports on his motherfucking ass. Are you kidding me? No. This is how you try to spin a narrative. Stop it, Smiley. Stop it, Smiley. That's not right. You need to. Let's speak out here.
He did not find out about those CPS reports until after Sebastian became
You don't know that.
missing, and he had to get, unfortunately,
You're not
on
understand.
my interview with the Proud Feet. When
Fritz, say it right, Smiley. Right now.
I asked, and Chris admitted that, yeah, CPS had been to their house and Seth was in the bushes, and he heard it for the first time.
Boy, that's sad stuff. You can keep tabs on your son. You love your son so much, but in 2019 situation in the year 2022, what the fuck?
And but Chris lied. Chris said they had been to his house once there and once in New Mexico. I don't know why he was
So that's
stupidly
true.
throwing New Mexico out there, unless it had something to do with Sebastian too. But, nobody imagined that it would lead into 5 CPS reports at
DJ was
their house.
DJ.
It had to do with Sebastian. But Chris admitted it. Nobody, because he thought nobody would get the records. That's what he thought. I'm just going to tell you, because that's highly unusual.
That's a fucking lie. So I have maybe 2 CPS reports, but Chris said it's 3. Okay? And Seth has hit him. He hit him in front of the school teacher, got him kicked off, got cut from the command post. That says something. I mean, not the post, but recently he got kicked out of the command post. Like, I'm looking for Sebastian. Like, what the fuck?
Seth got his attorney and got the records. They didn't realize nobody was not going to stop
How many records does Seth has? 3? Just like Chris?
on this case. They didn't realize that. For one. and Chris didn't realize that was even possible for 2. I can just tell you. But anyway, Chris admitted it, and he admitted that it was when he was 15, and it was for hitting him, whacking him, whatever, with the belt. All that come out on my channel.
That happened one time. Let's get that straight. How many times did Seth hit Sebastian in those court documents, right? Oh, people say, well, she's a liar. Lie about what? Lying about her son? Let me tell you something. When people, pause on this. Repeating myself. When people can come back from a war, they either have PSD or something. They end up homeless, okay? For no reason. I was seized to fight. I'm not talking about K. Talking about the Air Service, the Army Service, the Navy, Naval SEALs. I don't know. I'm sorry. Everybody that has joined and signed up has served for a country. Learn to give their fucking life. Okay? That includes Korean Chris. And you're gonna bash them today at our fucking day? Fuck off! Fuck all of you! Because no change to a serviceman that includes Chris, you're gonna have the right to speak on your fucking platforms. You need to remember those days, not as a missing kids day, because we had that yesterday, but as also the people that fought and died for our rights. Our freedom is not free, people. Other people risk their life and die for us. Do you not understand that? And question Kate was a part of that, but something bigger than us. Do you not understand that? That's a big difference. That's a huge for our people. So remember that. They fight and die for our people. For us to have just right. And some people are just abusive. And nobody cares.
And he kind of laughed about it, and he tried to backtrack it on Nancy Grace,
No.
hitting him, whacking him, whatever. They tried to tell Nancy Grace that was years ago. Sorry.
Can you stop
He
making...
acted like him and the CPS lady were buddies and pretty chummy.
So,
And Toad Sebastian, both of them, that it's crazy. So did Sebastian not tell Seth a lot of stuff because of that reason? Or in fear of not getting to go back and see his dad and stuff like that? He's having a wonderful day. I would probably cram them down somebody's mouth if they tried that with me, with my son. I'm sorry. But with that being said, I don't know. But in my opinion, what I want to talk about is this. Chris took all of his boxers to Seth. And so now he had...
That's not true. Stop it, Smiley, please.
To wear pull-ups, right? And...
Okay, you can play at this game. You want to play balls? Seth has hit him in anger. He has hit him because he's mad. Seth has hit him in front of the teacher in case you don't hit him. And Seth says, "Don't tell me how to raise my son. He's not your son. He's bad for you. How dare you sit there and say, oh, make Seth not like you're good guy." He's not. He hit an abuser. He got him night coyotes. And I thought, no. Fuck you.
No matter, proven. Okay? So that part is really bothering me. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is,
you need to shut your goddamn mouth.
Katie allowed that too. And it's like when you have a...
Not you feel loud?
And I don't like talking about this, but that is the fact.
No, it's not the fact.
Well, I don't like talking about this, Val, but it's the fact.
It's not.
He knew how to use his faculties, okay? And I don't like talking about this, but that is the fact.
No, it's not.
Well, I don't like talking about this, Val, but it's the fact, okay? And I'm trying to make a point here.
Get to it, Jen.
That was proven, okay? So that part is really bothering me. But what I'm trying
That
to
has not been proven.
tell y'all
Just because Seth, no, he's a liar.
Is Katie allowed that too. And it's like when you have a baby or a 2-year-old or a 18-month-old or whatever, and you're potty training them, okay? You don't give up. You don't throw all their underwear away. Or
they did not. And for you to be speaking about his bowel habits, it's disgusting. Not just right. No.
whatever.
To
To CPS, okay? And we don't know if that's one of the reasons that the teacher or somebody also didn't call CPS out there. And as if you ever, I just want to tell you this, if you ever see this in a teen, you don't have to say nothing to them or bring it to their attention. There may be a health issue. There may be a medical issue.
You shouldn't be talking about this. It's disrespectful to Sebastian. It's disrespectful to his parents. But I've got people like
Okay.
don't give a shit.
But if you got a 15-year-old up walking around like Sebastian, I'm not talking about in a wheelchair. I'm talking about up walking around like Sebastian, and you notice, if they bend over or you notice a diaper coming out of their pants or something like that, and you are at school.
My little business don't say anything.
And you are a friend or whatever, or a teacher, I suggest you do get involved. I suggest you do report it at 1-800-4-A-CHILD. And I suggest that you let them go out and be the judge of if it's neglect or not, or if there's a medical reason or not. For all you know, they could be the cleanest kid in school and being locked up at a cage at home. Now, remember, these reports that CPS has previously visited the home, and there are reports that CPS were made. These reports are confidential. It doesn't mean necessarily that there was abuse, but it sure means that someone raised some red flags. But since Sebastian's case is still under, y'all better hear me.
She had, I don't have to listen to you. Not my mind, not mine, not anybody.
Since Sebastian's case is still under investigation, law enforcement, you better hear me, Katie and Chris. Let me just back up and repeat this.
Sorry.
Have met enough legal threshold to make that arrest yet.
Why are you
And you can hold on to that hope.
Smiley, let me tell you something. If the cut says no foul play, it means no foul play. I'm talking to Seth. If you have Sebastian, Seth, let him go. He's not our yours. Do you hear me? I believe this is a point of. Shut up, Smiley, because he don't have any right to be judging them.
Because sometimes they do delay arrest. Very, very important. I cannot stress enough. Evidence will include, and this is what I was going to tell y'all. Evidence will include witness testimony, any eyewitnesses or people or a person, anybody who heard anything, who heard a confession, threats, seen, saw anything unusual, any type of behavior or anything suspicious, anything like that, you need to speak up. It don't matter if you were a neighbor in that community. It don't matter if you saw Katie stop on the side of the road. If you saw Corella stop on the side of the road,
Enough. Okay, She-Hag. I mean, you are a She-Hag. You're not like Ezra. So, you're gonna call their names, you're gonna call them out. Call them out by the name, Smiley. Or shut up about these people. There's no breaking news. You don't have the goddamn right of the sense. Just be respectful.
Does not matter if you saw somebody pick up a piece of bubble gum in the yard that may be involved. This case
Oh my
may
God.
or may not need you to speak up. But I'm going to advise you, if you do that, you need to write down who you spoke to and who you gave that information to, because this case needs to be solved. And you don't need to go back later and they say, oh, they didn't tell me. Yeah, like the neighbor that said they saw Sebastian get washed with the pressure washer. Absolutely. If that was real, absolutely.
That's not true.
And you need to speak up. I don't care who you are. It could have been that man and those people sitting in the booth at the Texas Roadhouse that overheard something that night, which I'm sure Katie wasn't saying much, but if she said something to Sebastian, speak up, spit it out. I know you've seen your face splattered, and Katie and them's face splattered all over the Texas Roadhouse. Speak up. It don't matter who you are. Come forward. If you heard something, say something.
Okay, if you heard something that you need to ask them, anything that self-death, come forward. Go to the cops and tell them. Because we're going to need all the help we can get, right? Not just Katie and Chris, also Seth Francis. Because, he looks Seth as hell right now.
You could have seen Katie at freak. Then you got your physical evidence.
We have none.
Well, we don't know. We keep saying they dropped the ball. We don't know if Ellie took something out of that house that morning. I'm sure they didn't believe everything by their actions and reactions and what they were telling. We don't know what they eyed with their professional, allegedly, eyesight and saw out of place or picked up or took with them that Katie don't even know about or realize. Remember, Chris at that time wasn't there to bogart anybody. He was in, allegedly, Memphis.
You don't fucking can't.
They could have took something right.
So, Christmas our street. They have identified that and saying it as you motherfucker.
Under Katie's nose. And everyone else is in that house for that matter. But we know they didn't do forensics. Hey, Joe Neal. Come in. Welcome.
You just can't make these people. They're sick as fuck. You can't do forensic testing without a body. Not morons.
We know they didn't do forensics, and we do know that they did drop the ball, at least
Nope.
halfway, in my opinion.
Nope. In my opinion, after I talked to a police officer about this, who I know personally, so I do know what I'm saying. You cannot have forensics I mean, yes, the inside of him tells that out being something new. If there's nothing there, you can't. Sorry, just saying.
I hope so too, Raymond. I hope that's what he's not talking about. Because money does talk and bullshit walks. We all know that.
No.
Until they keep coming back for more.
No, you sound like you're talking about Chris.
Or until somebody overhears. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But we know they didn't do forensics. That even come out of Chris's mouth. Of course, we can't believe nothing they say.
No,
Hey, Aaron, Sharon, everybody coming in. Help.
I'm not even say that about Seth. He's the big blitz crybaby. And I don't see Chris and Kate standing behind him and giving him support. Because everything like Seth has to be online documented for that reason. Yeah. That's why he's just a piece of shit, I mean.
Hello, welcome. So Chris told they didn't even do fingerprints. He even told.
No, because he lived at that house. His fingerprints is everywhere, John Dumb. Oh my god, you can't fit secret.
Oh, me on mine, they didn't even do luminol. Seth stayed there 3 days, and none of that was done. But did they see something? Did they see something like any signs of struggle that they just wrote down? Did they do any of that? We don't know. We don't know what they actually have, and they're not going to tell us that. They're not going to tell anybody in that house that. They're not going to tell Seth that. They're not going to tell Katie that. Now, do they have DNA? We don't know, because guess what? They're always going to take something for DNA, for dental records, his toothbrush, his hairbrush, something. And they could have easily said, we're going to take this because that's protocol for if we find anything, we need to match it, period. And they probably did that as protocol. That would just be my guess. That would be my educated guess. But, who knows?
I know that you're stupid and not that smart. Because I know some about the law because I took some law classes. No, Janet. I don't remember. I didn't take any, like, back in high school. But that doesn't matter. But I have a person that I talk to regularly about different cases and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna go. Listen, guys, I'm kind of had enough of the stupid. Why can't I say it? Stupid. The dumbness. So I'm gonna go. I'll see you sometime soon, I promise.